The idea was to really kind of break the frame that we use to make sense of and understand the world around us, and particularly connecting with the waters that surround Red Hook and the histories of the flows of water in this neighborhood to actually learn with and from place. And on the morning that we discovered that our main venue in BWAC had suffered terrible damage from a 5-alarm fire in an adjacent part of the building, I feel that the festival became what it actually was intended to be in the first place, which was highly emergent. Because water is unpredictable, because the ebbs and flows of our lives cannot always be prepared for, it felt like what the fire and all of the water that was poured into the building in the effort to put out the fire really forced us to live our values at the Emergence Network and ask, okay, we are suffering, we are facing a crisis, so how do we respond now?
May the tide that is entering even now the lip of our understanding carry you out beyond the face of fear. May the tide that is entering even now the lip of our understanding carry you out beyond the face of fear. May you kiss the wind, then turn from it, certain that it will love your back, certain that it will love your back. May you open your eyes to water, water waving forever, and may you in your innocence sail through this to that.
I began to think of it as something between, like a cross between a lab and a play space.
We were inspired for the festival by a book named The Invention of Rivers by Dilip Dakunya. And in this book, Dilip talks about how the act of mapping rivers, even how the act of drawing a line on a map to divide water from land could be a colonizing act. And we thought, well, if we can experience and question whether or not our concept of a river perhaps is not what we've always thought it to be, perhaps we could also offer this space of the festival in order to experience different perspectives.
Liquid Cartographies was conceived of as an exploration into practice. How do we practice being with and thinking with fluidity, with change, with open-endedness, with what is in the moment? And so we were interested in going beyond reframing and actually put into motion a kind of propositional thinking, something that is open and porous to many different kinds of collaborating and participating, right?
When I tell the story of what Liquid Cartographies ended up being after the fire, it's really, let's say, a proof of concept that skills, consciously and unconsciously, skills and muscles that a liquid cartography or multiple liquid cartographies demand of us, we were able to meet the moment. It really proved that everybody came in the same spirit and in the same intention that the festival had been created in. And so I loved the way they came to play.
After the fire happened, there really was no possibility of maintaining that kind of curated experience. It was all emergent. It was all just being with what was in that moment. And the result of that was a greater degree of reliance on everyone's co-creation and co-participation, and really allowing things to be even more fluid.